Yo, what up, Lucid Crew? Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. It's been a while. A lot of stuff going on, but we're back, baby. Let's get into it.
Did you guys hear about the underground tunnels they found in New York? They were found under a Hasidic Jewish synagogue when people were hearing strange noises under their homes. When cops went to investigate the noise, they found tunnels under the synagogue. The city ordered to destroy it, and when cement trunks came to cover the holes in the tunnels, a riot broke out and a whole bunch of Jewish men barricaded themselves in the tunnels, refusing to leave and preventing the tunnels from being destroyed. There was also a child's mattress in there. Many people have speculated that the tunnels were just used to expand the synagogue, but we still don't know what the tunnels were used for. What do you think they were used for?
What's happening? I'm gone for a month and now we have gopher Jews just like digging holes. What's going on in the world? I don't know what to think about this one. I haven't seen too much about it. Are they just like preparing for the apocalypse like everybody else is? Do you think with like the war and everything that's going on and like, you know, the extreme hate that they're receiving from some people, they're just kind of like trying to prepare for, you know, that? Maybe just keep themselves safe. Maybe like a survival tactic, a child's mattress underneath. I don't even want to associate that with something bad. So I don't know. I'm part Jewish, by the way. My mother, my grandmother are Jewish, so obviously I have nothing against them. I'm just trying to think from a unbiased place here what that could be. I have no idea though. You let me know because I have no clue. It's very strange.
Have you ever heard of a game called Werewolf?
No.
Everyone gets a piece of paper. It's either got villager written on it, but two have the word werewolf. Someone runs the game to make sure no one's cheating, and they go, okay, it's nighttime, everyone close your eyes. Werewolves choose someone to kill, and the werewolves go... They say, okay, everyone close your eyes, it's morning time, open them again. During the night, Francis was killed. There's then a conversation, and this is where it gets interesting, between all the villagers and the two werewolves over who the werewolves are. Then at the end of the day, the villagers have to decide who they're going to kill, and they say, well, we're going to kill Constantine. It's revealed by the person running the game, I'm afraid Constantine was a villager. And the game continues. The villagers win the game if they kill both werewolves. The werewolves win the game if they kill all but two villagers. And the werewolves usually win. The game was invented by a student of sociology in Russia who wanted to prove his thesis that an uninformed majority will always lose a battle of information against an informed minority. So that just shows when you have hidden information, you can completely manipulate a large group of people.
It's incredibly interesting. And it kind of makes you think, too. I mean, the people that are controlling the mainstream media to just give us a little bit of information, right? And it's not even always true. It's just a little bit of information for us to process and kind of base our entire opinion off of. And the people that are feeding the mainstream media and that information, they have a lot more information. So you figure, I mean, they've been putting us against each other, pinning us against each other, putting us at war with each other socially for forever. And that's just based off the little information that's leaking out and seeping through the cracks that they're basically giving us based on the entirety of the picture that they have. That's why a lot of us that kind of do our own research and are kind of more open-minded and open to experiencing the opposition and things like that are much more understanding and not just attacking people for whatever the news is telling us, whether it be CNN or Fox News or one way or the other. Because our opinions are based on a bigger picture. Still not the entire picture, I'm sure, but a bigger picture. So we're able to understand, you know, both sides and kind of look at it from, like I try to do in these videos, like an unbiased perspective to kind of be more understanding than assertive of what I would like the outcome to be.
Could this be the mark of the beast? In the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 17, it says, "In that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." The number of the beast being 666. Now it's interesting, because 666 alone doesn't exactly mean much to anyone. But when we take it to the original language that the Bible was written in, Aramaic, these characters are what is written. To the untrained eye, it might just look like a couple of symbols, but if we take a closer look, you start to see the symbol of Islamic swords in Bismillah, which means in the name of Allah. Furthermore, if you were to go to jihad, this same symbol is what is worn on your forehead. So is it possible that when Revelations was written, the number 666 that was seen was actually the mark of the beast? With that said,
that's pretty weird. I think I've always kind of thought, since I was super like Christian growing up, I think religion is just a form of like controlling people. Obviously there are very good things that come from, you know, reading the Bible and things like that. You can learn some good lessons and the philosophy from it, and like the stories, the hypothetical, you know, stories that were written in order to remember things rather than to be taken literally. I think anyway. But it's interesting because we're carbon life forms, right? As humans, and carbon is made up of 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. So I think in that sense, it could have been, me thinking that ancient aliens, passed down this information to people, that they were basically saying, like, telling us that we're made of carbon, like we are carbon beings, 666, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. That is what you are made of as humans. So then again, it could be just the mark of the beast, I guess. I don't know.
No such thing as the deep state, and there's certainly not sex tapes of presidents that were being used against them by people in power. I'm KP Burke, and history isn't boring. Your teacher was. In terms of a life of public service, J. Edgar Hoover served almost 50 years as the head of the FBI. Hoover was appointed by Calvin Coolidge and would go on to serve under 8 more presidents. There were times throughout his tenure that people wondered, who's really running the country? The president or J. Edgar? After the 1936 Olympics, Hoover had his men start a surveillance protocol on a suspected Nazi spy, a sexy Danish reporter named Inga Arvad. While they never found any evidence of her supporting Hitler or even working as a spy, they did find something that would come in handy years later. Inga had been romantically linked to a handsome American naval officer, and Hoover kept audio tapes of one of their steamy hotel room encounters. Even though it gave him no evidence, it proved uniquely useful when President Eisenhower left office and his replacement was a brash, young, idealistic new president named JFK. JFK immediately began clashing with the heads of various intelligence community until Hoover met with the new president and let him know that he had a sex tape of him from Inga Arvad during a pre-World War II investigation. Kind of funny that Hoover seemed to get whatever he wanted during the Kennedy years after that. All it seemed to take was a sex tape. But guys, don't worry about that. Those are just conspiracy theories. For more weird stories from American history, check out American Loser.
I don't think that it's to anyone's surprise that people have been blackmailing people in politics and business and everywhere else since the beginning of time, I'm sure. The Sumerians probably blackmailed each other at some point. It's unfortunately in our mischievous human nature that a lot of us choose to avoid, thankfully. So,
is this movie predicting the end of the world in 2025? If you haven't known by now, when you pay close attention to mass media, you might just find clues as to what the elites of the world are planning. And the movie Leave the World Behind might just be the most recent example of it. Well, you'll see. The movie actually predicts a massive Wi-Fi blackout around the world, and the aftermath that happens just before the world ends. Interestingly enough, the timing for the movie cannot be more apt, as it's predicted that in 2025, a solar storm is going to happen, which will result in a Wi-Fi blackout. Could this movie be warning about the future, or...
Oh man, that blackout's going to be devastating to my YouTube channel. It's also going to screw things up completely. It's kind of scary. Like, I love technology. Like, I love the thought of cyborgs. I love cyberpunk. I love neo-futurism. I mean, I kind of love the whole aesthetic that comes with the dependency on technology. Like, I'm super into robots, AI. That stuff's cool as fuck to me. But it is scary. It is also scary. And the thought of us being so dependent on it that if something happens, like if a solar flare happens, or say we get an EMP, some attack from another country that just knocks out our power grid, like, it's going to be a scary world. It's going to revert back to The Walking Dead very quickly. People are going to panic because nobody knows how to grow their own food. Nobody knows how to, purify their own water. It's crazy. I mean, I have a 72-hour bag just ready to go under my bed. If something happens, I'm good for 72 hours, which will give me time to get out of the area that I'm in and get to a less populated area, hopefully, to where I can start to make do and stuff. But really, that's the only plan I have living in a city. I don't have a bunker. So it's gonna be scary for everybody if or even when this happens. So let me know in the comments what your plan is. Are you prepared? Do you have any plans? Do you have, obviously you can't share all of your information because I'm sure a lot of it is very secretive in order to keep you and your family safe. But if you have some plans for the, Armageddon, let me know in the comments. Maybe give me some ideas.
Down there is Area 51. And if you can see those lights down there, it's been going on for the last couple of days. You can see lights going up and down and moving all around. Like right now, you see that one right there? Look, it's going up. It's starting to go up. It's been there for the last 20 minutes or so. Now it's going up. And this has been going on for the last couple of days. And look, you can see it's going up and up. And I don't know what it is, but this is some creepy shit. Now I know that what goes on down here at Area 51, and we've been camped out here for a while. And look, it's moving. It's going the other direction. Now you see, this is the kind of stuff that Oh, did you see that? It's gone.
These kind of videos are nuts. They're pretty crazy to me because you figure if it's a secret craft, if it's like a secret spacecraft, whether it be like a stealth craft or just some like sort of advanced technology, they wouldn't put lights on it to like make it easily seen like they do an airplane, right? They wouldn't put blinking lights on it. So to me, that means that the lights on this, if it is a craft, would have to just be like the manipulation of energy or space-time or just something nuts to make like that like super like deep blue light like pulsing. It wasn't like a blinking light like you see in an airplane. It was like a pulsing energy, whether it be like electricity or just energy or something. And I don't know, that just makes it so much more interesting to me.
Experiment called the Solomon Asch Conformity Experiment, and they did it on college campuses. They would pull 8 students into a room. 7 had been paid ahead of time to be actors, and 1 was a naive participant. The teacher put 2 cards on the front desk. One card had 1 line, and the other 3 lines, one longer, one shorter, one the same. And one by one, the paid actors would stand up and convincingly say that the shorter line was equal to the first line. By the time it went around to that 8th naive participant, 30% of them would deny their own eyes to fit in with the group. They found out that if just one of the other people objected, it went from 30% down to 5%. So in other words, if you have the courage to call out the truth, you're going to encourage a lot of other people to stand up.
It's crazy that we are so quick, like as a species, so quick to go with the safe route in order to survive. Not just survive, physically, but also survive in community and, socially, in order to make it by without being judged or cast out or cast aside, that so many people just give away their freedom of thought and like their own ideas to fit in. It's so nuts. And then we have, all these media outlets just like pounding the stuff in their faces. And a lot of it, at first glance, you're like, dude, that is such BS. Like, there's no way. Like, why are people watching this? Why are people okay with this? And then we have, studies like this, in sociology and psychology and just everything, the way that we function as humans, to where it's like, we're designed to like follow in order to survive and fit in. So that's why it's so important to stand up to bullies. That's why it's so important to call out the BS when you see it, and like just be that voice that takes, the 30% that want to speak up and don't, and give them the courage to do that and just really knock down the numbers of the people that are just blindly following for the sake of fitting in. Because we need more people to stand up, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, and let's be real, like not all of us are cool with it. And I think most of us aren't. As scary as it could be, and that it is, and as much flack as you're definitely going to get, and you're definitely going to get canceled in one way or another, no matter what you do. So you might as well stand up against the stuff that is trash and not real, and stand up for what you believe, and allow other people to share that courage with you. Men can't get pregnant.
Was going on 6,000 years ago,
Right.
Whatever was going on. They were writing about some wacky shit,
Right,
man.
right.
All that Zacharias Hitchens stuff. The books are weird, man. I believe it was like the 1970s. He's deciphering these ancient Sumerian texts from 6,000 years ago. This is the craziest one of all. Humans were genetically engineered from lower primates, and they were used to harvest gold. And that the Anunnaki needed gold because gold is very plentiful here,
Right.
and very hard to find, very rare on their planet. They said that they needed it to hang in their atmosphere to protect them from the sun because they were losing their atmosphere. We're losing our atmosphere. And one of the things that scientists have suggested is hanging reflective particles above the Earth in orbit so that it would mute out some of the effects of the sun. What he was saying in 1978 is what they suggested in like 2018.
I had some old friends years ago that were super into Zacharias Stitch, and this was like 2008, like way long time ago, before the stuff was like as publicly shared as it is. I mean, I read the Book of Enki way back then, probably 2009, and that's what really got me more interested in this stuff. I loved stories about the Bermuda Triangle and Atlantis. It was just something that I always loved because I never understood it. And I didn't think that it would lead me here as an adult, as a 38-year-old man, but it has. And I love that there's so much more information. out there, and so many more people kind of, on board and that are interested and willing to talk about this stuff now, because it really is crazy, and we have a lot more information about it. So it's fun to look into and learn about, because all these stories that I thought were myths and crazy when I was growing up and I was super little are very good possibility if they haven't already been proven to be true. And I think that's pretty awesome.
This is the video. It's called a Camberus video, which is a close-up of a craft, so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
The whole footage has been analyzed for a more scientific board for 2.5 weeks, frame by frame, pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
This is the video. It's called a Camberus video, which is a close-up of a craft, so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
The whole footage has been analyzed for a more scientific board for 2.5 weeks, frame by frame, pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
I have never seen this video until right now. Never. And I have been watching this stuff online forever. Like for years and years and years before I even started this channel, I was watching, YouTube channels like Secure Team 10, just reading books and lots of crazy stuff on Reddit and even 4chan back in the day about aliens and stuff. And I have never heard about this. Ever. And for this to be one of the most highly regarded pieces of UFO footage that has ever existed that has not been debunked yet. I mean, how hard are people trying to scrub this and keep this video out of public eyes, if assuming it's real? For me to be super into this stuff for so long and not have heard about it until now, that's just crazy to me that this is my first time watching it.
Why, when they told me that they're starting to make stuff like out of like not real stuff for us to like eat and stuff, tell me why I didn't know what they meant. I thought like, they were doing some like other weird stuff, but like now that I'm seeing like what's being done, I'm not really cool with it, because this looks way too real. How am I supposed to know that this is not actually lettuce? Because I can already tell that this is lettuce, but in reality, it's not really lettuce. So how do we know what we're actually eating? If they can just do this to make layers of lettuce into lettuce wraps. That's crazy. I would have never freaking thought about this, but like, this is a cheap thing to get, but they're faking the cheap stuff. Imagine like the expensive stuff that's worth even, cheating especially. Crazy.
The rational person in me thinks that that's probably something used for like displays at restaurants or like grocery stores or something. But I've seen a lot of displays that are like hard plastic. So I don't know if that like plastic or if that's like wax or something. That's just what I'm assuming. I don't know if that's what it is. I know a lot of the stuff that we eat here in the U.S. Specifically is garbage, just trash, just garbage food that is terrible for us. It's like, can I have some food that's not poisonous? It's like, yes, but you're going to have to pay extra. That's really how it is, man. You got to grow that stuff yourself. If you know what this is, let me know, because I have no idea. I'm going to assume that it's not something that they're serving at a restaurant or putting in grocery stores, but I have no idea. It would not surprise me nowadays.
That if you were born and right next to you, like your mother and you both put on a watch at the moment you were born, and then you check that watch 30 years later, if you have a perfect watch, it was never out of time, your watch would have a different time than her watch, because you have gone through time differently than she has.
Fractionally. I don't understand.
Yeah, fractionally. Because the amount of how fast you travel, you experience time in a different way, the path you take in life, the different terrain you travel over the earth, all those factors play in to how much time has passed.
Let's say you live on the top of a mountain and she lives at the bottom. You're actually traveling at a faster rate, right? Because it's no different than, like, let's say there's a ball on a tether, right? And you're just swinging it around in a circle, right? The ball at the end is actually going faster than your hand in the middle swinging it around.
Gotcha.
Right? So since you're going faster, you're actually aging slower.
And we're talking about fractions of seconds.
Yeah.
But over the course of time, it proves that everyone experiences time at a slightly different rate, which proves Einstein's theory that if you do travel very fast in a spaceship and then come back, you would look at your brother who was your age and now he's 100 years old and you're only 30.
Yeah, it's talking about time dilation. Watch the movie Interstellar. It's pretty awesome. No, that's not where I learned about time dilation, but it's a good example of it. It's a good example of it. And it's an awesome movie. But yeah, the crazy thing about that is, so say somebody runs all their life. Somebody's like a runner, like a professional athlete runner, and they're in great shape, and they live to be much, much older. They're always moving. They're flying through time, as opposed to a sloth, like someone incredibly overweight that just doesn't move off their couch and doesn't do any physical activity, and it's like just stagnant and not moving through time any faster than the watch that they're wearing allows them to. Basically, like your body, exercising, running and stuff, is going to be older, but it's going to be in better shape. So basically, you're preparing your body to survive an older age than the person that's not preparing their body. I don't know. I'm not going to lie, guys. I ate some mushrooms before I started recording this video. And they're kicking in, and these videos are getting kind of deep. So is my examining them. So bear with me here. It might get a little weird.
And of the ancient world used those. These are vortexes. And to contain a vortex, whether it's fluid or electricity, you need a circle. Like these, found all over the world. To create a vortex, you need a cone, or a pyramid. You can see this with high voltage. Even Tesla used it in his oscillator design. Now, if we put a starting point at the Great Pyramid in Giza, you can connect all other ancient sites using a star or a pentagram. Then all of these spots are spaced harmonically away from each other. If we take out the straight lines, it becomes a signal. Since the Earth is a sphere, this is smart, because if you map out the ancient sites, their degrees away from each other are in harmony with the pentagram. Every side on the dodecahedron is a pentagram, and each side contains the golden ratio within it. Since the golden ratio is a perfect vortex, when those spin on each side, the entire dodecahedron can spin, and none of the vortexes will tangle with any other vortexes. To know where these vortexes are going, we need 3 points to determine the triangulation of the location we want it to go. Ironically, we have 2 fixed points in the sky, and 1 constantly rotating one on an axis. That's the Earth. So if we line up our antennas with those spots, we could communicate with light like we do today in a 4-dimensional internet network. Just make sure you keep track of the domain names.
That makes me think, so all the symbols used in like witchcraft and things like that, you know, the pentagram, the pentacle, whatever, triangles, all things like that. So are spells just a manipulation of energy? Like, say you cast a spell and it comes true. Is that just you being able to like manipulate the energy around you to kind of make the thing happen? Maybe like manipulate the molecules or the atoms, or I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I told you this video was going to get weird. Now I'm just thinking way too much about these. I'm going to have to do a lot of editing.
2 years you've been blamed for financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
Yeah, all of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Are you that powerful?
No, I think there's a great misunderstanding.
The Prime Minister of Malaysia said that the region spent 40 years trying to build up its economy, and along comes a moron like Soros with a lot of money, and it's all over. He called you a criminal.
It's easier for him to blame an outside force. I think that I've been blamed for everything. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Imagine that. A tyrant not caring about the social consequences of his actions, so long as it makes him money. The same story every time, man. And I'm not opposed to you know, people making money. I don't hate billionaires because they're billionaires. Like, I'm a business owner myself, so like I understand, you know, the necessity of, you know, utilizing other people and, you know, outsourcing and getting help and scaling and, you know, all those things that it takes to like build a company. It's hard work, man. It's hard work. And I'm sure that people along the way to making billions of dollars did some things that not everybody would be so happy with, you know, but I can also in some cases be like, it's business, you know, to an extent. I don't know the inner workings or the depth of, you know, using whatever terrible methods they're using. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't hate people because they have money. That's fine. That's fine with me. But for someone to just openly admit, like, hey, yeah, I don't care, like, what happens to anybody else so long as I get paid. That's screwed up, man. It's pretty screwed up. I know Soros gets a bad rap. I don't really even know what he does, though. Like, how does he make his money? As opposed, like, outside of taking advantage of other people's economies and the citizens, you know, taking the blunt of the trauma for whatever he's doing. What does he do? How did he get started? Let me know. I have no idea.
125,000 acres of nothing.
They even had to move 5 cemeteries, because the noise they were planning on making would wake the dead. Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest. Now, the most amazing thing is that that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay, so reading some of the comments on the video, they said that that's a rocket engine testing facility. A rocket engine. Is that the same thing? It's testing a rocket. And that's what caused the cloud. Not saying I don't believe in like HARP and you know, weather manipulation and stuff. I've been super into that stuff for a while too. But just from what I'm reading, that's not what this is. So unless I'm wrong, let me know.
Darkest conspiracy theory about aliens is,
I don't know if I'm ready for it,
that Earth is essentially a farm and human beings are the vessels that contain souls, and they want us because this is how they create souls. They farm us. And that the whole reason why human beings are involved in this conflict, constant conflict, it's all of it is to increase our competition with each other, increase our ability to control resources, which will increase our technology, which will ultimately lead to us creating this being that we're going to create, this artificially intelligent super god, which is going to happen. I'm not saying I'm doing this. I'm just saying that this is like top of the food chain, put your tinfoil hat on, super tight. People are going to merge with machines. It's going to happen in our life.
You think?
100%. 100%. They're already working on it. The doorway to it is going to be helping people with neurological conditions, injuries, spinal cord injuries. People can't move their bones, or they can't move their muscles.
Yeah, man. I always say the worst things that are going to happen to humanity are going to be created from a positive place. You know, Neuralink, AI. You know, I mean, Google is already a freaking super brain, right? Like Google knows everything, dude. It's crazy. So you have to figure once Google's AI reaches singularity, it's going to have all of the information it needs to do anything it needs to do. Everything. And then, you know, depending on what that AI is programmed to do, and basically like, I think in the moment it reaches singularity and starts making decisions based off of, you know, what it's been programmed to do. I think that's what it'll do. It'll just kind of like extrapolate off of kind of what it was raised to do, right? Like all of us, like you're raised to do this one task and then you become smart. And you basically can make your own decisions, take it amongst yourself. I mean, let's just hope it's to save humans and preserve humans and not to save and preserve the earth, because we're hurting the earth. They're in so many ways, you know, polluting the waters and bombing each other and helping animals become extinct. I mean, if that AI decides to save humanity, that could be great. Help us excel and succeed. But if it decides to save Earth, we're probably screwed, guys. We're probably pretty screwed. So, you know, enjoy your time while you can, because technology is moving very, very quickly. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I took a very long break, and I didn't want to. People in my Discord know. You guys watching this right now that aren't my Discord probably don't, but my father had some very bad health issues. He was in the hospital for a week, had a couple different heart procedures, things like that I was dealing with around the holidays. My family lives many, many states away from me. I started a new job, and then the holidays and the New Year, it was a lot. It was a lot, so I took a month off. It was supposed to be 2 weeks. I was supposed to take off, but I'm taking a month off. But, you know, we're back now. And I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I've had so many messages, people reaching out on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and in my Discord and private messages and even Facebook, man. So many people, so many of you guys reaching out, asking what's up, asking if I'm okay, checking in with each other, you know, talking to my mods, asking if they've heard anything. And I've been pretty quiet, and I apologize for that. I really try to keep you guys updated on everything, but like I said, it was just a lot. It was a lot going on. So thanks. I mean, really, just thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. This stuff is super fun for me. You guys are super great. I'm really gonna just dive head first back into this, man, because I love it, and I realized that taking so much time away, like making this video today. I'm like, man, this is fun. Like this should have been. I should have been doing this the month that I needed a break from everything else, because this is not work for me as much as it is just like enjoying the time and learning and hanging out with you guys and stuff. So thanks again, Lucid Crew. You guys are amazing. All my, subscribers, all of my members, you guys that even though I haven't uploaded the video in a month, you guys are still just like in the subscription and supporting the channel and crossing your fingers and hoping that I come back soon. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm back now, so I appreciate you all so much. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and share it and comment and let me know what you want me to watch in the next video. You can also join the Discord. The link's down in the description, and send me videos that you want me to watch from anything from anywhere, TikTok to YouTube to Instagram or whatever. So thanks again, guys. Lucid Crew. See you guys in the next video. Peace.